Roses are red and violets are green. Let's win some rally races on GT3. That is the cheesiest shit I think I've ever opened one of these with. But with that said, welcome back to Let's Play some more Gran Turismo 3. Where it is Valentine's Day, let me be your bastion of light for all of those that don't get to celebrate it, whether by choice or by cruel twist of fate. And here we go. What we need to do is we need to make our car a little better. And we're kind of running into a spot where it's going to get kind of ugly if we don't take some extreme measures right away. Here's the thing. We have enough money to do this full engine balancing joint. I'm thinking I might do it, because jumping from, what was it, 453 to 482, I think might give us the little boost that we need for this final race in here. Plus, this is fully useful for when we have to do the Evo meeting later in the game, having this car pretty much ready to go. So, you know, we're gonna roll with that. And boy, we're not looking very good in the money department. We really are not, but that's okay. It's perfectly all right. It's in the spirit of good times, and we're going to be good to go. And if all goes according to plan here, we're going to have a brand new rally-equipped vehicle at our disposal. You would assume it would be a 206 rally car, but I don't think that's what they give you. It seems kind of strange. Like, you would think when you're doing one-on-one races like this that it would basically be almost kind of like a heads up, we're going for pinks kind of situation. But that is not really the nature of this deployment at all, I don't think. I think they totally give you a completely, like, not related car. I could be wrong, though. It very well may be a situation. Wow, we really are coming out swinging right now. Jeez-a-miss. This was not expected. I was thinking we were still going to be having well, I mean, we are. I was thinking it was going to be another one of those slugfests where, you know, we're trying to keep up with him the whole time and not really being able to mount a frontal assault of our own. Which, by the way, speaking of salt, I am, like, really wanting some saltine crackers right now. You don't even have any idea. Like, pretty much ever since Sunday, when I got this whole stomach flu thing, like, one of the only things that has sounded remotely attractive to be, you know, holding up as a resident inside of my gut for the last couple of days has been nothing further than just saltine crackers and soup. And that's pretty much the only thing I've eaten. And, like, you know, marginal amounts of Coca-Cola. I'm telling you right now, whoever it was that created, you know, the modern myth that, you know, 7-Up and Sprite are like the go-to things for upset stomachs, you are dead fucking wrong. And I am being dead fucking serious. Because I don't know what it is. Like, I did it completely at random one day. I decided that I was gonna be bold, and I was gonna try something different for my upset stomach, because we didn't have anything. We didn't have anything else, so it was kind of another out of necessity moment. You know, normally it had always been, you know, if you have an upset stomach, always go for that 7-Up, or go for that Sprite, or go for some Seagram's ginger ale if you're in a pinch, because that also works pretty well to combat the awfulness that is the upset stomach. But I had a can of Coca-Cola in the fridge, and I was like, dear sweet God, I got nothing left. This is the only thing I have to drink, and it sounds okay. I mean, it's highly corrosive and could basically destroy and melt all of the rust off of a penny if you decided. But oh boy. But I decided to go for it, and I drank it, and that stuff quelled the fire so quickly, it was insane. And so now it is my weapon of choice whenever, you know, the fire's raging on inside of my belly. So that's what that is. But man, I am starving right now. The only thing I had to eat today was just a fucking protein bar, and that is a modern travesty. Because I am starving. Like, I'm at a point where my brain is almost, it's like rejecting the rest of my body now, and I'm going to just be like an empty husk floating about the multiverse somehow. That tape on the side of the course was like jetting through my car somehow. This is a bad situation. We are now certifiably in a bad place. I don't know if we're going to be able to get ourselves out of this one, unfortunately. That is not the kind of situation you want to have yourself in. Despite the fact that we've got 3 laps to go. Oh boy, this is a bad spot. Being down by 3.5 is a highly undesirable place to be. We will see, though. I'm not gonna get too ahead of myself, but if that margin really increases too much more, we're gonna be in a bad place. I gotta tell you, you know, one thing that you get to do when you spend time home, you know, from work sick, is one of the go-to things is always, you know, outside of eating soup and barely existing on this plane. Oh my God, we are doing so bad. Crazy what literally like one turn can do for you the wrong way. What one turn? I mean, that was just one that I kind of got a little bit too horizontal, and it literally fucked over the entire race for us. I'm gonna battle it out though. We'll see what happens, because he does have to slam on the brakes here, and that is like one opportunity for us to make up a little bit of ground. It doesn't even really look like we are going to even make up that much of it. But one thing that you get to do in these times is you get to watch a lot of movies. And I definitely got the chance to do that last night, and I got the chance to download a whole bunch of stuff. And one movie that I was kind of interested in just based off of the name alone was a movie called The Neon Demon, and I guess it was like an Amazon production, like an Amazon Studios deal. And it was really weird because I had never heard of it before. Like, I never saw any trailers for it anywhere, and the only thing that I saw that kind of grabbed me right away was that Keanu Reeves was in it. So I was like, well, I mean, I generally like everything else that he's in, so, you know, how bad can it, I mean, how good or how bad could it possibly be? And I'm kind of on a Keanu kick now that I've been, you know, sucked into the world that is John Wick, which I heard that the second one is awesome, by the way. Not very often that you get, you know, action movies that are, especially sequels nonetheless, that are ranking in like the 8.8 area, I think is what some people were giving that. Man, we are getting just fucking throttled right now. It ballooned back to 5. Okay, we gotta get out of here. This is just not gonna happen. We're basically partaking in our own demise and making it worse by hanging around that way. We're gonna have to do it the hard way. That's not what I wanted to do. Cool. Great. And basically what this movie was about, and Keanu's not the main character, mind you. He's just a character that's in it, and he plays he plays the manager of this seedy ass like apartment complex where it's literally like the people that are living there are like runaway girls pretty much. Like, he had like a 13-year-old living in one, and he had like a 16-year-old living in another one, and it's kind of bad. But basically, it's a movie that's like about modeling, apparently. Like, it's supposed to be like a psychological horror flick about modeling, which is one of the weirdest things that I've ever really heard of. And it's basically a girl who is, you know, like an upstart model at the age of 16, and she's trying to get into the big business, and so she moves to Los Angeles from like some small ass town in Georgia, and she basically gets her shot at fame when you know, when she signs on with like an agency or whatever, and like this big shot photographer is like super interested in her, and all this stuff, and things go pretty well, and she gets befriended by a couple of other, you know, kind of like senior models in there, and one of the makeup designers and all this shit, and then it just slowly kind of goes on this weird tangent of like her kind of getting the spotlight while a couple other girls are getting the shaft that have been, you know, around the industry for a lot longer than she had been, and now they're getting kind of jealous, and the girl that's the makeup artist slowly starts, you know, getting like some weird lesbian sex drive thing towards her, and then there's like some weird awkward tension there, and like there's some issues with her not being able to pay the bills with the you know, with the seedy ass apartment manager guy that's there, and he like threatens to kill her and all this stuff, and then he like totally like rapes the 13-year-old that's in there, and then so she moves in with the makeup designer chick, and then like after the makeup designer chick, like, forces herself upon her for sexual favors. She, like, gets denied, and then she just goes on, like, this crazy-ass killing spree. And the whole thing is just insane. And I'm gonna tell you, like, the ending of that movie is one of the most ridiculous things. Like, there's, like, no payoff in it. It's just one of the strangest endings to a movie that I think I've ever seen, like, regardless of the genre of the film. Basically, one of the girls, well, actually, two of the senior, you know, model girls that were there with this fucking makeup designer girl after she went on her crazy killing spree, because they took part in it naturally, because, you know, this girl was stealing their shine. They decide they're going to partake in this slaughterhouse of events, so to speak. And you know, they all take part in killing her, and then the two models leave to go to this other shoot, and one girl's there, another girl that also kind of got her job stolen by you know, by this upstart girl who is now dead. You know, oh boy, you know, she gets a shot at getting in on this big modeling shoot with this you know, legendary, you know, high-profile photographer or whatever, and he decides that he fires one girl and gives this other chick a chance. And so they're both doing, like, this shoot outside of a pool, and, you know, she's standing there all high and mighty and whatever, and this other girl that was there, which was one of the senior models from earlier, she starts, like, kinda having issues standing up and doing her stuff, and eventually she starts getting kinda nauseated, and she's, like, on the verge of vomiting, and so she ends up having to be excused, and she's like, I gotta get out of here. And she, like, runs off to this, you know, auxiliary room and just, like, you know, kneels over and just starts puking, and she fucking pukes out an eyeball. And this other girl walks in there to see what's going on, and she sees that she puked up an eyeball, and she's like, what the hell happened to you? And she's like, I've got to get her out of me, and she takes a pair of scissors and just fucking, like, gouges herself in the stomach and, like, tears her stomach open and dies. And the way the movie ends is this girl that just watched this other chick kill herself, she, like, gets on her knees and like, crawls over to where this dead girl's at, grabs the eyeball that was vomited from off the floor, picks it up and eats it, and then walks away. And the movie's over. That's the way the movie ends. It is just that, like, I still can't really figure out whether I like it or not. It's just one of the strangest, most awkward payouts to a movie that I have really ever watched. And I forgot to mention, there's another scene earlier on in this movie before the killing fest commences, where the makeup designer chick, like, her side job is working in a morgue, like, you know, preparing the people for, you know, for their funerals or whatever. And she totally gets, like, this weird necrophilia thing going on, where she starts, like, making out and fingering a dead body that's on her table. And you're just watching it, and you're just like, what the fuck am I watching? Like, why did I sign up for this? Oh shit. Oh boy. God, I thought I was gonna be able to get him to spin out. Couldn't quite do it. Oh, he's kind of losing it. Not quite to the extent that I was looking for, but, you know, we still got what we wanted there. We restored order in the high castle here. So yeah, that was one of the weirdest movies I've ever seen. Just in case you were planning on watching it, I guess I kind of ruined the whole thing for you. But hey, most of you probably never even heard of that movie anyway, so I don't really want to hear any of it. You now got you kind of got the gist of it. It's the only psychological horror movie that I think I've ever heard of that was in the genre of, you know, modeling in high fashion. Very, very strange. The other movie that I watched was 10 Cloverfield Lane, which I don't know if that has really anything to do with the original Cloverfield series, and if it was, it is probably the loosest adaptation of continuing that film ever. I don't think it really had anything to do with it personally. I think it was just a totally separate entity, which was fine, because I actually really enjoyed that movie. John Goodman's character in that is just a fucking maniac. So tight though. And like the best part about it was like I was fully engulfed in this. You know, anything that involves movies with like underground, you know, doomsday bunker type of things, whether it be in comedic sense in part with movies like Blast from the Past, or with, you know, a movie like this that, oh boy, okay, we gotta get back in the lead here. We're kind of entering that territory here. This is not good. Dude, we can't lead this entire race only to surrender it at the very end. We can't. I can't allow it. I must overtake him here. Yeah, this one was a lot more serious, though. Like, basically, it's, you know, John Goodman rescues a girl from a crazy car accident, and then he, you know, later tells her that, you know, basically the world has ended and there's been like a nuclear or alien related incident on the you know, outside of this bunker, and that, you know, they can't leave until they have a better understanding of what's going on in like a year or so or whatever. And so it's basically she's stuck in this bunker for unknown amount of time with Goodman's character and this other guy that is apparently had helped construct the thing. And so it's just kind of like them awkwardly existing, trying to figure out whether they trust him or not, and it just turns into this crazy-ass thing. But I was, like, super engulfed in this movie. And I was watching it in my room on battery power with my laptop, and I didn't want to go out and get it, you know, get, like, the charging stuff, because it was, like, 2 in the morning, and I was just tired and didn't really want to deal with it. And I tried to kind of time out how much time I had to watch this movie and before my battery would die on my laptop, and it, like, I thought that it was gonna die a little too early and I was gonna have to finish up the rest of the movie later, because I was probably just gonna, you know, fall asleep or whatever. And instead, I ended up, like, right as the movie hit credits, like, the exact moment that this movie hit credits, the battery died. It was so awesome. It was just like, the final thing happens and then it fades out to black, and it goes, and right as, like, the second name popped up on this thing, the battery just goes, pew, and it just powered down. I was like, yes! I got it! It was so tight. I have never had a moment like that where I watched a movie on battery power on my laptop just to finish it at almost the exact moment that my battery dies. It was so tight. And so with that, my friends, we were able to win that race. It was not pretty. It literally came down to the last turn. And we got ourselves a Celica rally car. I do love this vehicle. However, is it the most powerful one? Not really. And here's the thing, if we really wanted to, we could sell this thing and make a lot of money. Because the car we have right now is realistically much better. In pretty much every phase outside of the fact that it just doesn't look rally appealing. And I don't even think that we can even buy anything for this. Yeah, I think that we're pretty much, oh, here we go. So yeah, we could do much more here. Yeah, I was wondering with these, because like in Gran Turismo, when you got special cars like this, you couldn't upgrade them at all. It was just kind of, that's what it is, and, you know, that's what it's going to be. But here, yeah, it looks like you can actually add something to it. It wouldn't make it better than the car we already have. So I think what we're going to do with this is we're going to sell it. I think we're going to be in better hands with the car we already have, and we don't need to spend any extra money on it. So, yes. I think we're going to sell this one. I think we're going to do that. And then we should be able to handle doing the next rally challenge. Oh, that's so much money. Oh, gosh, that's incredible. And just like that, we're pretty much right back up to where we were, 100,000, and feeling pretty good. So, yeah, with that, I think we're going to stop. I'm really hungry. Outside of a protein bar, I haven't really had anything to eat today, and the only thing that sounds really good to eat right now is top ramen and like a turkey and Havarti sandwich, like both of those things together. I don't know why. It sounds great though. So that's what we're gonna do, but until then, my friends, this has been your host, Lovely Cheese Pizza, saying thank you guys for watching. I hope this helped improve somebody's Valentine's Day in some way, shape, or form. Who's to know? We're at 17.5%. Got a long way to go, but we're having a blast with it. So if you enjoyed the video, tap the like button. It helps me out immensely throughout the course of my days on this planet. And if you want to see more videos in the future, do subscribe. I'm going to be posting these as often as humanly possible, along with new content in other realms as well. So you guys take it easy, and I'll see you next time. Bye, everybody. Take care.